Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I thought I'd have a little play with this beautiful card kit that the gorgeous Gloria sent me. It's called All the Best December 2023. She sent me one of each of the cards and the envelopes as well, so I did show on the video of the gifts that were sent. That's card 3. Let me just work this out. This is card 2 and this is going to be the first one. I'm saying the first one. I'm working from right to left and not right, left to right. So this will be the first card. I did suggest that it would be like the what's it called? The sketch for this week in our group. I have used this die because it asked for a scalpel edge, which comes from this retired set, Always in My Heart. And I think have I don't think I've ever used this stamp set. It's brand new. These are for the leaves. They're coloured for the leaves, for that and that. I don't think I've ever used it. I don't even think I've used a sentiment out of it. I used the die once. I think I used the heart die once. So I've used the die that comes in this set. It's called Floral Hearts Dies. And it's an old one because the code is 154306. So yeah, never used the stamp set at all. It's brand spanking new. Nothing's out of place. Oh, little hearts. I may have used those little hearts for something. That's the only thing that looks out of alignment. So I used that because, let's see if I can get my phone up to see if I can find this week's sketch. I know you've seen it once, but you know, it's nothing worse than, that's the sketch. So I wanted to make the card that matched the sketch. So let's crack on. I have cut the heart shape out of both sides, and I'm gonna be making 2 cards instead of just one, because we do like to stretch what we have. Maybe I could have cut it down. Let me see what the width of that is. That is 1 and about 1 1/4. So I'm gonna do about 5/8 on each side. So it's only to be tucked away. Well, it's just over, yeah, about 5/8. So I'm cutting it down. You won't see this section. It's going to get glued to a part of the card. So we've now got 2 of those. I'm using Daffodil Delight. I may use them just as the base. So let's get our card piece. We've got this gorgeous, and I've got some of these hearts that came out of the die. These lovely little heart shape. Instead of using gems, I could use them as embellishments, just to glue those in on the cards. I do have some more in here. I've saved them all. They've all fell down the bottom, so they're in there somewhere. Don't waste these things. Whoops. Oh, there's more inside here, look. Yay, I knew I'd got some more. So I'll stick them on my envelope. This came in the kit. I've made those. More little love hearts. So to replicate this, I've just cut out some circles and some gold, and I'm just going to layer them up. They're not going to be perfectly sized, but they're going to be very close. That one's a little bit big, but it's the same principle. So I've got lots of those little hearts. The flowers, where'd the flowers gone? I think I might have shoved them in another card. Let me put this to one side. Now the banner comes from this card set, which come in the kit. So I've replicated that as well with just some gold cardstock and some white cardstock. And it's a different shade of gold, but I didn't want to use this on the same card. because then I'm going to be short for another card. So I've made 2 of those. Let me just see if I can find my flowers. I think I've poked them in another card. Where's the other card? Gaynor's getting... Oh, they are. Nope. So there's one. That comes from this kit. Where have my flowers gone? I'm going to do Lally. So that's that one. This one. Is that one? Actually, that one comes out of there. So Gaynor's all ski with. So that's that one. That's that one. Here's my flower. This is my flowers from this card. Oh, I knew I'd got them somewhere, but here we go. So I've made 2 of those. We're going to trim the backs off. I've just made them to scale at the moment. So we've got 2 of those. This is card. Let me just see. I'm looking at card 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this card down. I've got 2 yellow bases. So I'm going to change the colour scheme up a little bit. I'm staying with the same colours, but I'm going to cut this card in half. I'll show you now. Let me get my... Well, I'm going to do 2 inches of each. Let's get 2 inches, because the cards are 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut my 2 inches. I'm going to cut that all the way to 2 1/4. And then I'm going to trim my 2 inches this side from the middle. So I've got my 2 pieces. And then this piece, which is the back, I'm going to cut that in half as well. This is 4 1/4, so let's do 2 1/8. So we're still using the pieces of the card. This has just got a tiny little pattern now either side. That's not too bad. I've also got, if I wanted to change... Oh no, I'm going to leave it as this. So I've got 2 card bases. Now mine are 4 1/8. Because our card stock is 8 1/4 by 11 5/8. Oh, I'll get there in the end. So I'm going to, let me just tape these together. So I'm just, because we're going to stamp, I'm just going to roughly layer them up. I mean, we normally stamp and then layer up, but this is a pre-made label, so I've got to stamp pretty well in the first time. So I thought, make them up and stamp. Oh, it's a little bit off. It looks like a cockeye. It's too late now, it's stuck. So I've got 2 card bases. I've cut to 5 1/2 to match the cards that come in the kit. Except mine now are... They're the same width. And then I'm going to have my beautiful piece this side. So it's going to cover the yellow card, but I might even shufty that over there. I'm going to glue the plain one and then I'm going to layer that over so I can have my gold accent to match my sketch card. So I'm going to glue that on there. I'm going to have that centre panel down there to keep everything level. Doesn't matter about the yellow. And then this is going to go on here. Then I'm going to stamp my I'm looking at these cards as I'm making these. I'm not making these. I'm making the sketch. So let me have a look at my sketch again, because Gaynor's got it like a sieve. So, oh, that goes actually in the centre. So that actually, because look at that. So that needs to go in the center, and then my label comes across, and then I'm going to chop one of those flowers that goes over there. So I'm going to be using this top half. This will leave me then room to make another card. So let's get some gluing done, and we can do some sentiments. And I fetched in the perennial postage for the sentiments. Absolutely beautiful. Use any of those. I've also fetched in another retired set which has the hugs, prayer and loves, and some beautiful sentiments, because I wanted to replicate the flower on the card. And I didn't buy the dandelion set. I've got the dandelion wishes, but that's when they're ready to sprinkle off. As a flower, I didn't buy the stamp set, but look, I just more or less replicated the flower. The leaves aren't as thick, but this comes from the Wild About Flowers. So this is this one here as the leaves, and the flower is from the Positive Thoughts. So I've replicated the flower a little bit. It's not bang on perfect, but it's pretty similar for those who don't have the kit. Sentiments are coming from here. So let's get my card stuck. So this is my fold. So I want to glue. I'm going to open it up. I want to glue my piece of blue on there, but what I might do in a moment is get myself from the Softly Sophisticated. It comes with an embossing folder. So what I might do is, while I'm here, just grab my two pieces of plain blue and just run that through the embossing folder. Try and keep the pattern straight. Give me 2 seconds, peeps. Oops, no, wrong one. Oh goodness, forgot to take one of the plates off. No, that's definitely not it either. My black plate. I was doing the wrong plate. I always do that, girls, don't worry. Oh, there we go. Right, look at that gorgeous pattern now that's inlaid onto the blue. So it just breaks up the pattern a little bit. Oh, that's beautiful. And we did the 2 pieces in one pass through. Nice. So now I can glue this on here. Nice. And I can do any trimming off that I need. So I'm gonna glue this, I think. Oh, mind you, that white. Maybe I should have put my card in the other way around. I'm gonna have the white because I've run this through the wrong way. And we can always have a little bit of difference. There is blue and there is white on the other card as well. So because we've got the blue and the white, I'm going to put the main part of this part, and I'm just going to float that in the center. But first of all, I'm going to glue a little strip and make sure this sticks. Nothing sticks on this surface. It's great. It is my cushion liner worktop. Let me just make sure. No, come on. That's better. So I've got that gorgeous little edge. one of my little hearts is failing me. It's coming, it's got a little nick on the end. There we go. So then this is going to get added to our card. You can see a tiny little sliver poking out. So I don't want anything poking out. So if I push that, there we go. That's got that little slither off. Wow, that is minute, but at least it's got it off. And then this will be added. I mean, we could take that as close to that edge as possible now. Oh yeah, we'll do that, I think. So you could even add dimensionals. I'm gonna add dimensionals to my circles and to my little love hearts everywhere. So let's get this close to the edge, just leaving myself a little gap. And I didn't get any glue on the end of there. Just scoot some under, don't worry. And what I might do is, I've still got a little strip of the gold, so I could add a little strip of gold just to go over the top to break that up. I think that would look nice actually. So let's get those little parts out the way. Let's get my little trimmer. I'm going to take the first strip off because it's shoddy on the ends, and then I'm just going to do going to test a little strip first. Oh, look at that. I could glue that little strip in there and get another one for my other card. There we go. You would be mad what you can use up to get something looking a bit lush. So a line of tiny speck of glue across there, not too much. And then I know there's no line on the sketch, but the sketch is open to interpretation, so perfect. Got myself a little tissue just to wipe off any excess glue. You can use a little tiny bit of Wink Stella or rubbing alcohol. That gets the glue off as well. I'm going to snip that end off. So this is now the front of our card. I am going to pop. I'm going to try and keep my. I'm going to glue this down actually. This is my makeshift one. You could add a flower or an image on there. I'm going to go towards the top a little bit, I think. Give that a press. So we've got blue, white, circle, label and flower for that card. And then this, I might just come down a little bit just to break up that boldness for my sentiment. And then we can, let's stamp something. So let's get a nice sentiment out. You're simply marvelous. That would be nice. I do have my Old Olive and my Daffodil Delight inks with me, but I might just do this in black. Sending love and hugs. I'm trying to see. Let's see. Can't thank you enough. You know me, I love a thank you card. Can't thank you enough. Let's see if that will fit. Because I don't want... Oh, that's going to fit there lovely. I don't want to have too much. Oh, that'll fit. I reckon that's going to just fit lovely. So, yeah, let's get that stamped. Find myself a block, which is big enough. Get our black out. Let's check my battery's fine. And stamp. Oh, it's a little bit wonky, but I could just aim it different, couldn't I? Gaynor and a wonk. Oh, I don't like it. Let's stamp and go over the top. So let's make sure that Gaynor can't get nothing straight. That's better. My label must be on wrong, so right, that width is Gaynor's forgotten 1 1/8. So let's do this. One 1/8. I'm going to do it 1 1/4. I've already made my labels up, see, so right, now we'll do 1 1/8. Oh, that's close. We're going to snip the end off anyway. And I'm just, oops, I'm dropping all sorts. I'm going to take a little fraction of that off. We're going to trim this down anyway. So I'm going to layer that just there. Keep it straight. Get my little rubber. Again, it's got a smudge. Right, let's glue that in place. Where there's a will, there's a way, young ladies. I tell ya. Point to point. Keep that right along that edge. Turn it over. This is going on dimensionals anyway. So I'm going to cut down. I used the banner punch. The old banner punch. Take that off. Doesn't matter about trimming that off because we're going to add that, and I'm going to pop that. I'm going to put 2 small dimensional or 3 mini dimensional, so I'm going to spin that over. I'm going to have, let's do that again, mini, 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 and then a little squadgy glue on there. We should do the second one even faster because now we know what we're doing. So I'm going to leave that about there. Got my little tissue, get any marks off, and then I'm going to flick. I'm just going to check. It's definitely not going to cut that off. Cut my label off. And that's going to sit there now, absolutely beautiful. So what I might do is just layer that flower on there now. I think I will. That is beautiful. And then I might pop that on dimensionals as well, just to give it some height. Grab some little ones. And peel those backings off. I've got my glue uncovered still. Do forgive my arm stretch. I'm just trying to take the labels off. I'm going to tuck that. Oh, I'm going to do that just like that actually. So we've made another beautiful card. I've got my little embellishment hearts. I'm going to grab myself my pokey tool end. I'm going to pop one there. I'm going to have one there. And I'm going to have one there. Pop my little love hearts on as an embellishment. Just gonna dot that over. Give them a press down until they are stuck. Oh, that is just the sweetest, beautiful card. That is broke that up absolutely beautiful, which is a little bit more different than this card and still gives me a look at the sketch card. So let's pop that to one side. Let's see if we can duplicate that again. So what I'm going to do this time, instead of making a mess of my label, I'm going to grab myself a piece of scrap. I only need a little bit. So get my ink. This time it'll dry out. And I'm going to line that up. And look at that, I got it straight. You watch me not get it straight this time. Oh, beautiful. Little bit beautiful. Yay. We managed. Look at that, and I got it perfect on the scrap paper. Jo always find that's typical, girls. Look, me getting my old squidgy out, and I should need a new one. That is gorgeous. We're going to swap that label out, ready for our next card. So we've got our pieces. I'm going to glue that on there again. Just going to put a small line of adhesive down there. This time I'm going to have it the right way. Give myself a nice border, top and bottom. Beautiful. I'm going to get my base card. I'm going to open that out. And we're going to glue on our embossed piece. Make sure I come down this edge this time. I forgot to do that last time. I'm going to smear those ends. This fits beautiful. It's exactly the same size. Perfect. Just give that a rub. And again, we're going to come in with the glue. But these will make, these 6 cards out of this kit will make a beautiful gift set to give to a loved one. as a present. I'm just going to give that a rub from the inside. Make sure that's stuck down. That's gorgeous. And then I'm just going to run a bead of glue up the center. A little bit gooey. I could take my time. Just wipe the excess glue off. I'm just using a tissue. If you look, see, I still got glue there. Use your Wink of Stella and wipe it off straight away. The rubbing alcohol that is in your pen gets rid of it and gives you a lovely shine. So if you want to know how to get rid of any excess glue and you haven't got any rubbing alcohol but you've got a Wink of Stella or any glitter pen, it all contains rubbing alcohol, and you can also use that on your scissors if you don't have a glue eraser. Run it along your scissors and then wipe straight away, and it clears the glue off your scissors. So some great tips as well to keeping glue away from your metal bits. Just add a bit of Wink of Stella. That's beautiful. Now we're going to glue our circle down. This one is from the kit. This one's level. So I'm going to come up just a little touch more again. Wow, that stuck quick. Again, we're going to add glue dimensionals. So top, bottom, to the side. A little bit of wrong way. Oh, luckily I didn't stick that down too well. Down the bottom. We'll get there in the end. What a beautiful looking card though. Little skim just across the top. And then this time I'm going to add about there, making sure it's straight, Gaynor. That's it. There we go, that's better. Look, nice and straight. Take that over. I'm using the side of the card as a guide. No need to repair this time. That is beautiful. And again with dimensionals. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take off the back ends. I got glue stuck to my nails. I think I've come down a little bit too far, but this time I'm just going to add my flower there. Got my poker tool. I'm going to have, look at that big blob of glue on there. Tiny little bit there. Tiny little bit there. And I think we'll have one just up there this time. So I've got my envelope. I'm just going to turn a couple of these over. You could add more if you want to. Come on, that's it. I think might needs, there we go. And a little bit, oh, it's decided to go static on me. And there we have our second card. Look at those beautiful love hearts. I'm going to keep them on the envelope for now in case I use some more on the next one. But there's cards 1 and 2. Just to break up this beautiful card and give me 2 extra pieces. Absolutely love it. I do prefer that circle, but I'm not complaining that I've made my own. So with the second card, I'll show you now. So let's pop them to one side just for a moment. Move my bits at them. I'm going to put the glue top on because knowing my luck, it'll dry out before I come to get the next one ready. So let's pop them to one side. These are cards 1 and 2. Pop them out the way. Let's swap our sentiment this time now because we're going to use a different label. And I think I may go with this one, You Mean the World to Me. And this time I'm going to try and get it on straight. Looks good. Yeah. Where is it? There. You Mean the World to Me. Our second card is this beautiful base. I've got my blue, which is cut at, this is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm just going to fold those over again because I could make them slightly bigger and give myself a border, but I'm trying to keep these now. I'm going to make as the kit, and I've got 2 bases for those. So I've got 2 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now with this label, this is the one that come in the kit. So again, I've used my punch and just used my X, my corner rounder. If you put it in that way, it rounds the corners. If you put it in that way, it rounds the corners. And if you put it in that way, let me show you. So this rounds the corner. You put it in this way, it chops them out. So that's how I was able to do the same pattern. I love it when you're stuffed. I've only got 2 of those flowers, see? So, and this is the card base, but look at that, I can chop this in half. I can actually take that centerpiece out to get my 2 fronts. So I'm going to take this down to 4 and 1/8. I'm just going to take that centerpiece out. It's a tiny little bit and it's got a crease in it, so it's not really going to be used for anything. So we're not wasting. So I've now got that beautiful pattern that's going to fit on that card front, and I've also got the back one which is going to fit on that card front, and I'm going to use the original flowers on here, which is for this card. So let's glue that on actually first. I'm going to open up the panel and I'm going to come right along this edge. Beautiful. So let's get the other one glued down. She says, tossing it out the way. What a great way to stretch your cards. Whoops, let's get that right on the edge. I know Gloria, when I said we don't get paper pumpkins, said some of these are old card kits, but I can't remember this card kit because I've been getting card kits for a while and I just cannot for the life of me remember this card kit. And I normally buy all the kits that come out. There's a panda one coming out now, but I've already had the panda set. So ink again. I love the VersaFine. It's really a nice. Now this is one length one way. This is, I think it's this one, or is it the other one? This is 2 and just over 2.5. And I think this one is, oh no, it's about the same. There's another label somewhere. I think it's bigger. Oh, it might have just been me actually. So, right, let's have a look at that. I'm going to put this in the center. Do apologise for my head being in the way. Oh, beautiful. So while we're here, I'm going to stamp this before I glue it down. That way if I make any boo-boobs, I can turn it over. Oh, I got it perfect this time. Thank you. I'm going to leave them to dry out because this ink takes a little bit longer to dry than most of the others. And then we'll think of a new sentiment for card numbers 5 and 6. So this is going to get, I'm going to add dimensionals. So I make things pop off the page. And I'm going to grab some for this one while we're here. The only thing is I've got to think of a nice little flower now. So squash, 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 squash. So this one really, I am making the card out of the kit, but I'm making it stretch. So what I might do with the next card is, isn't that beautiful? Even that on its own is absolutely beautiful. You mean the world to me. And then we got this gorgeous flower that can poke. I think I might glue the top and put a tiny dimensional just at the back here. So let's glue that down. And we'll leave the stem floating a little bit. So I'm going to have that just there. So he's still on dimensionals really because the sentiment is and this leaf is. But I'm going to leave his tail floating. And then the gorgeous little gold one, I'm going to pop a small dimensional just at the bottom. I don't think I'll get one on there unless I cut it down. Let's see if we can cut one in half without ruining my scissors. So a little half dimensional just on the stem. Now I've got to find a flower for my card number 2. And I'm just going to add a drizzle of glue. And I'm pushing up until I hit that dimensional. Isn't that cute? And again, while we're here, I'm just going to add 1, 2, 3 of those tiny little love hearts that are cut out. I'm going to try and turn them over the right way. Typical, isn't it? But these all came out of those beautiful borders for the other card, and we don't like any waste. And I haven't had to use any gems. These have all just come out of our die cuts. give me a beautiful card. Right, I'm going to pop that to one side. Right, now let's get our other base in. I'm going to use my tape runner. Because I don't want any glue. Beautiful. I got a little bit of glue there. Oh, there we go. It's gone. So remove. And because I haven't got a flower for this one, I'm just going to place this here. Make sure it's straight before I press down. That's cute. So pokey tool, let's get some more of those love hearts. I may add a couple more this time. Battery's okay for a minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Glue stick is, I need to poke it up and get fresh. I love they're cute. They are so cute, those little love hearts. So because I don't have a flower, I'm going to grab my, let me find, I don't have a Daffodil Delight, but I do have, but look, I do have a Daffodil Delight in white. So let's cut 3 large strands. This is years old. Doesn't give me an excuse to overindulge, but we're going to on this card because you don't have a flower. Love using it. And we're gonna just, now we're gonna make a double. Let's see. Now let me get my, I'm gonna go 1, 2. Get my tails pretty straight. And then I'm going to go under and over. And I'm making an oversized bow to compensate for the little flowers that I don't have. Love the tails, nice and long. And I'm going to add that beautiful bow right there. Going to take a little bit for it to go off. I like to wiggle until it grips after so long. You will not get that off now. Leave my tails and then I'm just going to trim them. It's only a little bit of waste, but that will compensate for that gorgeous little flower that was on the other card. So this is the one that come in the kit. We just split it down, so we've used a card base, and then this is the other half of the card base. I've made the label. I've added a couple of extra, oh, where's my little, there it is. It's come off and it's on another card. Let me get this back on. My little love heart didn't seal properly. Let's wiggle that until it's in the place. Yeah, no, that's not coming off now. So that's the first card. We had these beautiful flowers. And now this is the second card, and we've got an oversized Daffodil Delight and white twine bow, which I think looks just as cute as the other card. So woohoo! So this is card 3 and 4, and we've still got these envelopes, don't forget, with these gorgeous flowers on. So I'm gonna have to use one this time on this card, and I'm sure I've not cut myself enough card bases. So I've got no more yellow. I've got 2, but these are crushed curry. They're a little bit darker, but I'm not going to go over to my, I've got to pull my t-shirt. My midriff is starting to, so it's a little bit, it's like the darker version of the crushed curry. So I'm going to cut these down to 5.5, making sure I've got the best bits on this end. I'm going to do 5 1/8. That way I can tidy up the ends of my cards. Now I'm going to take it down to 5.5. Beautiful. So I've got beautiful, nice, tidy edges. You know when you put them in your scraps bin, as I do, they can get a little bit tangled. So again, I'm just folding. And I'm just going to fold and crease out from the middle. Turn it over and do the same. So I've got a nice, flat, tidied edge card. You can use your nail. So I've got my 2 card bases. Again, I think this colour will go lovely. So this is the label that comes with that, the kit. I'm going to show you how I made the other one. We've only got 1 flower and only got 1 panel, and we've got 2 sides of this again. So again, we're going to go in at 4 1/8. Snip off the middle. So we've turned 1 card now into 2. So I don't mind the little bit of yellow showing. And we're going to have the white at the bottom. Yeah, we're going to have the white at the bottom, I think. They've got the white at the top. Now, I'm not sure if I like that. Now I'm going to have the white at the bottom. Beautiful. Let's get them taped on. So again, I'm going to stand that against my fingers. A little bit showing, but I don't mind. Oh, my battery's just about to go, girls. Give me 2 seconds. I will blank this out so you won't see it. Give me a sec. Misplaced that a little bit, but I'll trim that. So we've got our cards on our bases. Now we've only got 1. So, and that fits in the center. So I'm going to see if I can do some maneuvering and trim. So let's say, let's see what this is. This is, it's 3 7/8. So let's do this. If that's 2, let's cut that off. So now this piece is just over 1 3/4. So let's take this down to just over 1 3/4. In fact, I'm not going to split it actually. One's going to have a slightly wider panel. So this is this one. And it's going to have a panel down the center. With the flower over the top. To blend in, but that's going to be on dimensionals, so I'm going to pull that over a touch So we've got the same distance top and bottom. My flower then will curtsy at the side of it, glued down same as the panel, and then our label will come in from the side with our sentiment on. Perfect. So I'm gonna stamp first. So let's pick a nice long sentiment. So I can't thank you enough. Let's see how long our label is. Oh, that's too short. You're always here for you. Let's do I can't thank you enough. Or did we use that on the first one? Yeah, I can't thank you enough was on the first card, so let's find something else. What's this one say? You are truly marvellous. How's that? Let's get this levelled up. Let's do some stamping again. I do like this sentiment for this stamp set for the sentiments. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Let's do it on this one now as well. Beautiful. Oh, that's stamped lovely. I know some of you ladies cut these cards down even further and further and further and further, but even if you doubled up your kit, say the kit holds 9 and you doubled it up and had 18 cards, what a wicked bonus that is, having something. And I'm going to glue this down the nice end, giving myself a tiny little border either side. Beautiful. I'm going to grab my banner punch. This is an old one. Wow. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to make sure I got my tails either side pretty bang on. Pop that out. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely lovely. And then what I can do is I'm going to go face to face. Roughly. Fetch my trimmer in. I know this little label is a little bit wider. Trim those off. Whoa, Venus drops them on the floor. And then, so that's the one out of the kit. And this is the one we've just made. Aren't they so precious and simple? Right, now I'm going to grab my envelope as it pains me. And I'm going to separate it. I'm going to fussy cut this flower out, but I'm going to save this part of the envelope for another card. I could even decorate the envelope I've got to use now. I'm going to remove this white gummy panel off the bottom because I don't need that. And I'm going to cut this down. Because this is just envelope paper and it's plain. I'm going to grab our cards. I'm just going to glue these on. And this one I'm going to add this side. So our flower goes this side. And then this one I'm going to add this side a little bit further. not all the way, but a little bit more over, making sure it's pretty straight. And then I'm going to glue this dandelion down. And I'm going to put the label on dimensionals. So I'm just offsetting that a touch, so you can see the gold and the actual dandelion. Now this one, like I'm saying, come in the kit. Three dimensionals. And then this label is going to sit right on the edge. I might even come down a little touch. That is that beautiful card. So let's get this fussy cut out. Let me put my glue away just for a minute, because I'm going to end up with gooey glue otherwise and not be able to get my pin in, because my glue is drying up. Where there's a will, there's a way, ladies. So I'm even going to come around. I'm not going to be perfect with it because it's on white anyway. Cut all these little bits out. And I know it's on the corner, but by the time we trim a little bit, I'm not even going to be perfect, if you know what I mean. So you could take your time, be absolutely mega perfect. Because it's got a white background, I'm just trimming off the excess. And if you want to stabilize this piece, add a little bit of cardstock, glue it down first and then cut it out. But because we're going to glue this down, that didn't take long at all. Let's just throw that on the floor. So I'm going to reshape this now. Look, this is the part of the envelope. But I'm going to leave that. I'm going to give that a little. That's just going to strengthen that part because I've already cut it out. It's going to give that a little bit of strength. And I'm going to leave that against that edge, but pull that around, I think. So when it glues on, it's not too bad. I might just try and shape it a bit, just to disguise that flat edge. She says chopping off one of the petals. Just reshape it. And then I'm going to come in here, give my flower not so much an edge. I'm just going to cut into it so it doesn't look so flat. So I'll give it texture both sides. So I've got flower power, and I'm going to use a little tape runner. Beautiful. I'm going to lay that just like that. Maybe I'll get a bit of glue under there. Perfect. And I've got some blue gems this time somewhere. Where's my lid? I'm not going to be using my pokey tool this time. I'm going to grab my dimensionals. Take off the back ends. Again, we could come up this time, and in fact no, I'm going to cover that bottom bit of the flower where I've cut off from the envelope. Isn't that cute? So we've still got 2 envelopes, 2 flaps, in fact 3 flaps. We've got our 2 flowers and 2 cards just by splitting them up. And not them. Where's my little blue gems? These came as a freebie in the celebration. So let's grab. I'm just going to add 1, 2, 3 to each card. You could even use your little, I'm going to add this one just there on that one. In my little stash, let me see, I've got the daisies somewhere. Oh my goodness. Why is everything back to front? There we go. Look, these came with the little daisy kit, so you could have even added a few little daisies on if you wanted to. So just use what you've got in your stash and have a little play. I've got so many gems and bits. I bought them thinking I need them, and I don't need them because we can use other things. So there we go. Let me just refetch in the cards. So this is cards 5 and 6. This is the original card. It's in an acetate box, so it's pretty hard to see. So I've decided to do those 2. So cards 5 and 6. Cards 3 and 4, because I've added my own little ribbon. So let's pull those down. And then the first card, which I decided to turn, instead of following the card on there, I decided to turn it into my sketch that came up on our group this week. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6, just from 3 little cards and a couple of card bases. And we've made everything spread out beautiful. I don't know what's wrong with my light. There we go. But there we are. I hope you've enjoyed cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 from this beautiful All the Best. I think it's saying farewell to this dandelion stamp. I think it might be retiring in June, so but don't quote me. I can't say I'm right. I haven't got my old catalogues, but there we go. I hope you've enjoyed. Have fun, ladies. All glory to our great Lord and Saviour. Gives us these beautiful talents to share with all you lovely ladies. And come back on the next video. Take care and be nice to each other. Bye.